If performance is a yardstick for electoral success, we have nothing to fear.
On the news tonight, Buhari receives the APC gubernatorial candidate for Ekiti, describes him as the best for the state. Sultan of Sokoto urges Muslims to look out for the new moon of Shawwal as from tomorrow, Saturday.
There's no way that female genital mutilation can ever be properly done.
Also tonight, Women Affairs Minister launches a movement to end female genital mutilation in Nigeria. Hello and welcome to NTA Network News. I am Ian Ray John and we're live in Abuja. Michael Alaleye is in Lagos, while Agatha Egwarajo will join us from Benin. Just before we begin, it's good to know that you can follow this news broadcast live on our website, nta.ng/live, and all our social media platforms displayed on the screen for updates. We'll begin from the State House tonight, as President Muhammadu Buhari has formally thrown his weight behind Abiodun Abayomi Oyebanji, candidate of the governing APC for the forthcoming Ekiti governorship election, urging the people to rally around him in the greater interest of the state. This was when he granted audience to the party's candidate in the build-up to the election scheduled for June this year. State House correspondent Adam Musambo reports.
The APC candidate for the forthcoming Ekiti governorship election, Abiodun Oyebanji, receives the governing party's flag from President Muhammadu Buhari. The president said, having served Ekiti State in many capacities, including Chief of Staff, Commissioner and Secretary to the state government, being governor will just be continuity of service, and therefore wished him the best of luck.
Well, I honestly wish you the best of luck. Thank you, sir.
Mr. Oyebanji was accompanied to the State House by the national chairman of the APC, Senator Abdullahi Adamu, and members of the Presidential Campaign Council for Ekiti governorship election, led by the Kebbi State Governor and Chairman, Progressives Governors Forum, Abubakar Atiku Bagudu. Others were the chairman of the Nigeria Governors Forum and Governor of Ekiti State, Kayode Fayemi, and the national secretary of the party, Senator Iyola Omishore.
The president was very happy, very hilarious, in receiving the candidate and by the grace of God, the governor to be Ekiti State. And we are very grateful to our president, Commander-in-Chief, for the reception, very warm reception that he gave us very short notice. It is our hope that we will find in you partners in this journey for entrenching and deepening Nigeria's democracy.
He was very pleased with the curriculum vitae of the candidate and his record of service. And she assured the chairman and the party and the candidate maximum support.
I'm humbled and I'm fired up by Mr. President's comment when he received us today. And I'm grateful to my party for the confidence reposed in me as the standard bearer of the APC. And I promise to lead from the front. I have put 11 years into the service of my people in Ekiti State. I understand their visions and their aspirations. On Tuesday this week, we unveiled my manifesto, and the manifesto is to foster prosperity in Ekiti State and continue with the projects of the Kayode Fayemi administration. We are confident of victory because we are sure that if performance is a yardstick for electoral success, we have nothing to fear.
We definitely have made Ekiti better than how we found it when we came in October 2018. And the job is not finished. We will do everything we can to continue to run on full steam till the very last day in office, so that when our candidate, by God's grace, becomes the governor, he can hit the ground running.
The Ekiti governorship election comes up on the 18th of June 2022. The APC national chairman used the opportunity to respond to what he called the hues and cries from the lovers and adversaries of the party over the high cost of the party's nomination forms for elective positions.
We have no regret whatsoever. We did some homework. We know what it takes to go through primaries, go through presidential campaign, go through election of the president. The enormity of work that has to be done. And this work will be done with money. And we don't want to continue going and begging, particularly in an election year like this. So I want to see that we are able to mobilize sufficient funds to support our efforts to win election. We wear the shoes of our party, and we know where it pinches us.
The chairman, however, declined comments on fears being expressed in some quarters regarding the issue of resignation or non-resignation of the party's aspirants for election still in service, saying the Electoral Act, which provides the guiding principle, remains a subject of litigation. From the State House, Adamu Sambu, NTA News.
And away from politics, the federal government says it would continue to vigorously pursue the repatriation of looted Nigeria's artifacts across the world, abroad, including the 1,130 Benin bronzes in Germany's public museums. President Muhammadu Buhari gave the assurance while receiving the Oba of Benin, Oba Ewai II. State House correspondent Adamu Sambu again reports.
The Benin monarch, Oba Ewai II, accompanied by members of the Royal Court of Benin and the Board of Trustees of the Benin Royal Museum, was at the State House to formally thank President Muhammadu Buhari for his intervention that led to the return of Benin bronzes and artifacts to the country, and indeed their original place of abode after 125 years.
The joy of my people at home and in the diaspora knows no bound on the return of the two bronzes and the eventual return of all our artifacts. We therefore hold these objects in trust for the benefit of all. We want to reassure Mr. President that the Royal Court of Benin and the NCMM are working closely to ensure the safe custody, preservation, and enhancement of these Benin bronzes and artifacts, not only for their cultural and economic benefits, but more particularly towards the promotion of the tourism industry in Nigeria.
The Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed, affirmed that Nigeria would continue to assert its right over all its antiquities around the world.
We will not relent until all our pillaged artifacts are brought back home. To those that are still exercising doubt about releasing these antiquities to us, we urge them to give the issue a second thought. There is no way a Benin bronze, forcibly taken from the ancient Benin Kingdom, can become the property of a foreign museum.
For President Muhammadu Buhari, the return of the two important Benin bronzes has brought immense goodwill and acclaim to Nigeria.
Because of our determined efforts, Nigeria is now regarded to be in the forefront globally in the struggle to repatriate illicitly exported artifacts back to their countries of origin. I am very delighted to see the happiness that these efforts have brought to His Majesty Oba Ewai II, the Oba of Benin.
The President noted that these great cultural and artistic works, not only from Benin, but also Ife, Nok, and Igbo-Ukwu, are records of the nation's history and cannot become properties of others. The federal government, he promised, will continue to do whatever it takes towards getting more of these artifacts repatriated to the country.
In furtherance to these efforts, an agreement between Nigeria and Germany is currently being prepared. When concluded, it will signify the return to Nigeria by Germany of all the 1,130 Benin bronzes in Germany's public museums. This will be a monumental achievement. Furthermore, on the 7th of this month, the Glasgow City Council agreed to return 17 Benin bronzes to Nigeria. We look forward to a future when these returned antiquities and our arts and culture shall be deployed in generating revenue for the nation.
President Buhari described as gladdening that the Federal Ministry of Information and Culture and the National Commission for Museums and Monuments are reaching out to other nations and cultural institutions on traveling exhibitions to showcase the rich culture of Nigeria through these antiquities. This, he however said, can only happen if the national treasures are properly maintained and indeed preserved in good condition at all times. From the State House, Adamu Sambu, NTA News.
In other news, the United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres will on Tuesday, 3rd May, begin a 2-day mission to Nigeria. During the mission, he is expected to have an audience with President Muhammadu Buhari, Vice President Yemi Osinbajo, religious, women and youth leaders, the private sector and the diplomatic community. The Secretary General will also visit Borno State Governor Professor Babagana Umar Zulum before proceeding on a field mission to meet families deeply affected by violence, instability and climate change in northeast Nigeria. Now, talking religion, the Nigerian Supreme Council for Islamic Affairs, under the leadership of its President General and Sultan of Sokoto, Muhammad Saad Abubakar III, felicitates with the Muslim Ummah and the entire country on the occasion of the 1443 Eid al-Fitr. In a statement, the council reminded Muslims that Zakatul Fitr is a compulsory food levy imposed on the privileged to be given to the less privileged in the society, and therefore appeals to all concerned to ensure that they do not only comply, but comply on time. The President General enjoins the Nigerian Muslim Ummah to set for the crescent of Shawwal immediately after sunset on Saturday, April 30th, 2022, which is equivalent to 29th Ramadan. If the crescent is sighted, then the Sultan will declare Sunday, May 1st, 2022, as the first day of Shawwal and the day of Eid al-Fitr. However, if the crescent is not sighted that day, then Monday, May 2nd, 2022, automatically becomes the day of Eid al-Fitr. Members of the National Moon Sighting Committee can be contacted to report credible and positive sighting of the crescent of Shawwal. Now, one of the obligations associated with Ramadan fast is Zakatul Fitr. The world over, Muslims are encouraged to give Zakatul Fitr for the sake of Allah, as it is rewarding and spiritually fulfilling. In this report, Garba Nata Allah takes a look at the significance of this form of almsgiving.
Zakat al-Fitr is an arm in the form of stable foodstuff of given geographical area, admonished to be given out by a fasting Muslim from the 27th of Ramadan to the less privileged who cannot afford the Salah food.
So, but if, because you are sick and you are unable to fast, or you have given food to those that are supposed to be feeding, are you getting it now? Then you're still entitled to give us Zakat al-Fitr, because your not fasting is a conditionality. It is not deliberate.
NTA stumbled on Alhaji Ibrahim Yusuf Adebayo at his residence, who fasted the Ramadan period, just about to perform the religious obligation.
One of these is for one dependent that you feed during the Ramadan. In an event, you don't have you don't have this and you don't have this. You use your palm. Four of these will give you one.
What is its significance?
It serves as a way of expiation, or you have harmed someone with your tongue or with your hand or with your actions during Ramadan. Secondly, it serves as a poverty alleviation. That is, some people are facing the Salah celebration without or thinking of what they will eat. You see, that's why it is ordained. It is compulsory.
If other faithful who fasted like Alhaji Ibrahim Adebayo discharge the prescribed responsibility, their Ramadan will not only be accepted, but the have-not Muslims will have cause to enjoy the Salah, making the society a better place where the believers are being their brothers' keepers. Musa Sulija, NTA News.
That report was by Musa Sulija and not Garba Nata Allah, as earlier mentioned. Two years after the global lockdown to slow the COVID-19 pandemic, the traditional Salah homage to the president by residents of the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, returns to the Aso Rock Villa. A statement by Senior Special Assistant to the President on Medium Publicity, Garba Shehu, indicates that President Muhammadu Buhari is set to receive the visitors, numbering about 100 at 3 p.m. on Salah Day, Sunday or Monday, itself to be determined by moon sighting, to be announced by the Islamic authorities in the country. The statement adds that although it is a sign of normalcy, those invited are still required to wear face masks and undergo the linear COVID-19 test at the State House Conference Center as condition for admittance to the event. The Emir of Daura, Alhaji Umar Farouk Umar, has organized an intensive national prayer for President Muhammadu Buhari in particular and the nation in general. Correspondent Aliyu Rabi reports that the prayer, which involved recitations from the Holy Quran, started from the first day of Ramadan with selected Quranic memorizers and reciters seeking divine intervention for the challenges facing the country. During the final day of the prayers, more Quranic memorizers were invited from neighboring states of Kano and Jigawa, as well as other areas within Katsina State. In his remark, the Emir urged the people of Nigeria to continue to show their appreciation to President Muhammadu Buhari for what he is doing to ensure a better Nigeria. The Emir observed that with importance of the holy month of Ramadan, he decided to organize such prayers for President Muhammadu Buhari and his administration as the anniversary of the 7th year in office approaches. Time for a quick break. Please stay.
These don't just happen, they are caused. The Corps Marshal, Federal Road Safety Corps, Dr. Boboye Oyeyemi, therefore enjoins all road users to avoid all road vices such as speeding, overloading, use of phone while driving, night trips, facing oncoming vehicles, drunk driving, non-use of seat belts, wrongful and dangerous overtaking, lane indiscipline, and other road traffic rules violations. Always drive to save lives. Remember, road safety is a shared responsibility. This message is from the Federal Road Safety Corps. BC Kazim, Assistant Corps Marshal, Corps Public Enlightenment Office, announcer.
Red and black. Just a moment. The refrigerator. Hello? Sunday. Yes, Marga. Come. 1,000 naira. Buy me Airtel recharge card. You have what I said. 1,000 naira. Okay. The rechargeable of this one, no problem. We have it. Marga. Thank you. Yeah. Hey. Oh. Sunday don't finish me. I say 1,000 naira recharge card. You carry 8,000 naira of my money, go load up. Because money in your hand, Abi.
Oga, no. As I load the 1,000 naira, I use Airtel Obajara, turn them to 8,000 naira, just like that.
Get 8 times the value of any recharge, plus double data and 1,000 naira activation bonus when you buy a new SIM.
Sunday, go buy us. Okay. And make sure I say they put Obajara for you.
Airtel, the smartphone network.
The Nigeria Association of Road Transport Owners, NATO, in collaboration with the Federal Road Safety Corps, FRSC, rejoices with all Muslim Ummah on the celebration of Eid al-Fitr to mark the very end of Ramadan. It's important to mention that Ramadan teaches the injunction of tolerance and love for one another. It's a time to sacrifice unto the Creator. We ask that as we celebrate this period and travel to see our loved ones, please obey all traffic rules. Don't drink and drive, don't overspeed, don't overload. Use your seatbelts while driving. Avoid night driving if possible. Be conscious of the current security situation. It's important that you arrive safely to your destination. Your loved ones are waiting to receive you. In case of any emergency, please call toll-free 122. Happy Eid al-Fitr. Do enjoy the best of the season. This message is from the Nigeria Association of Road Transport Owners, NATO. Yusuf Lawal Othman, NATO President, announcer.
What a lovely couple.
Thank you very much, ma.
How can I help you?
My madam here wants us to change our mattress. She says it is too firm.
It is, very uncomfortable.
But I like the mattress.
You're always complaining of backache. I'm not even going to massage you.
No.
Don't worry. I have the right mocha for you. Come with me. Mondio Plus. It's a spring mattress with a comfort layer. It is made with superior Bonnell technology, which ensures the spring core doesn't poke through. You will both enjoy it.
Hey, babe. But you're still going to massage my back here?
The Petroleum Tankers Drivers of Nupeng, in collaboration with the Federal Road Safety Corps, FRSC, felicitates with all Muslim faithfuls as we celebrate Eid al-Fitr to mark the end of Ramadan. In line with the spirit of Ramadan, we all are enjoined to ensure tolerance for others and obedience to the rule of law. Drive safely as you travel. Ensure your vehicles are in roadworthy conditions. Don't drink and drive. Overspeed. Overload. Don't use cell phones while driving. And always wear your seat belts. Your life is valuable to your loved ones and the nation. For any emergencies, please call toll-free 122. Happy Eid al-Fitr. This message is from the Petroleum Tankers Drivers of Nupeng. Comrade Salmon Akoni Oladiti, Chairman, Nupeng PTD, Announcer.
A strong economy is the bedrock of a secure and democratic country governed by the rule of law. Indeed, all the other policies of our country work better in the face of a thriving economy. As Nigeria emerges from the pandemic, we must choose a leader that can continue to make our economy better. The leader prepared for such a time as this. The leader Nigeria needs now.
Thank you for staying. The Federal Road Safety Corps is collaborating with the National Council for Arts and Culture to promote enhanced road safety culture by motorists in the country. This was evident when the Director General, National Council for Arts and Culture, Olusegun Ronshewe, paid a courtesy visit to the office of the Federal Road Safety Corps in Abuja. Oyeyemi Ajayi brings us details.
Of concern has been the bad driving habit and disregard for safety rules by motorists, resulting in crashes, death and loss of property, as evidence records keep rising. Driving under the influence of alcohol, overspeeding, overloading, wrong overtaking amongst others have been the order of the day. This obviously informs the collaboration between the Federal Road Safety Corps and the National Council for Arts and Culture in order to emphasize and project better road safety culture and entrench sanity on the Nigerian highways.
The Federal Road Safety need to be given all the support to continue to save the lives of Nigerians. And they've broken a record. In the last 6 months, the rate of accidents in Nigeria have reduced by 47%.
The two agencies, however, agreed to embark on regular enlightenment as plans of changing the narrative of driving culture in the country until it reaches every driver and motorist in Abuja. Oyeyemi Ajayi, NTA News.
We do sincerely apologize for the poor audio quality of that report. Let's now move on to politics. More presidential governorship and legislative aspirants from the All Progressives Congress have continued to pick up nomination and expression of interest forms. Correspondent Salihu Gwanara reports that the National Organizing Secretary of the party, Suleiman Arugungu, has been stressing the commitment of the party to conduct hate-free primary elections to elect credible candidates ahead of 2023.
The Secretariat of the APC has temporarily relocated to the International Conference Center in Abuja, where majority of the activities are being carried out. These, the National Organizing Secretary, Suleiman Arugungu, says, are part of the reforms towards laying a solid foundation for a hitch-free pre-election processes.
We also want to assure
all members of the APC, not only the aspirant, but all members who are going to elect the aspirant, that we want a free and fair.
Party members, especially those aspiring for elective offices ahead of the 2023 general elections, seems comfortable with this development.
We expect that during the primaries, they will be free and fair.
And my expectation is the same, is that going forward, everybody can express their right to participate in a way that is free and fair.
I personally wouldn't have expected less. Abdullahi Adamu is a well-experienced political guru.
We want a real contest. Let the popular candidate emerge, the one that can win for the party.
Aspirants and their supporters are hopeful that the exercise will produce future political leaders who will sustain and propagate the party's progressive ideology for national development. From the International Conference Center in Abuja, Sadio Gwanara, NTA News.
Meanwhile, the Minister of Transportation, Chibuka Rotimi Amechi, says if elected as the APC presidential standard-bearer and wins the election, he would bring his wealth of experience to bear in tackling challenges the country is facing. The minister gave the assurance while meeting with the governor of Lagos State and APC members.
The Minister of Transportation, Chibuke Rotimi Amechi, while meeting with the Governor of Lagos State, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, and the Oba of Lagos, Ridwanu Akinolu, said, having been in public office for more than 2 decades, serving in different capacity, he has gained the required knowledge and technical know-how to tackle insecurity and provide better governance for Nigerians.
I come with the experience of having served as governor. I come with the experience of having served as speaker. I know what the parliament talks about. I know how it is to maneuver the parliament and get your bills out. You cannot govern this country if you don't know how to manage the National Assembly to help you in what pursuit it is your pursuit.
The Governor of Lagos State, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, and the Oba of Lagos, Ridwanu Akinolu, described the minister as a honest, hardworking and patriotic Nigeria qualified for the race.
I certainly know too well what your pedigree are, what you've done. You are eminently qualified, and there's no doubt about that.
It is efficiency, knowledge, activity. You are qualified. You are very agile and honest to insult.
The minister also interacted with APC members in Lagos State.
And still on the road to 2023, the supporters and associates of the Attorney General and Minister of Justice, Abubakar Malami, have donated the sum of 135 million naira to sponsor his Kebbi State 2023 gubernatorial ambition. This was announced at the State All Progressives Congress stakeholders meeting in Birini, Kebbi. Usman Abdullahi Shehu reports.
There was indeed an intense political activity as supporters of the All Progressives Congress and other stakeholders from the 21 local government areas of Kebbi State converge on the historic gathering. The occasion was organized by the party in the state to acknowledge and appreciate the untiring commitment of members during the party's recent state and national convention. At the event, the Minister of Justice and Attorney General of the Federation, Abubakar Malami, who appreciated the commitment accorded the party by members, expressed his interest to fly the party's flag in 2023 gubernatorial election.
From now onward till the election period, your advice will play a vital role in my gubernatorial interest. If you ask me to step down or continue, I will do it.
Governor Abubakar Atiku Bagudu, who acknowledged the contributions of the Minister of Justice, described him as a true son of the state who is determined to improve the living condition of many.
Malami has proven to represent the entire Kebbi State in the National Elective Council. He is worthy of praises.
Other stakeholders at the event also reaffirmed commitment and support to the candidature of Governor Bagudu going for the Kebbi State Central Senatorial Seat come 2023. Usman Abdullahi Shehu, NTA News.
Also, one of the frontline gubernatorial aspirants on the banner of the ruling All Progressives Congress in Kaduna State, Sani Shaban, has formally purchased expression form to contest party's governorship primary election. This clears the coast for the aspirant for another round of party's process ahead of the primary elections. Mohammed Baba reports.
The payment of expression form was done by the family members of the aspirant as part of respect and support of his aspiration. Sani Sha'aban, currently in Saudi Arabia for Lesser Hajj, directed the purchase of his form to beat party's deadline.
Support him and invest in him before anybody else, because he's the person who is worth being invested in. And we would like to we also want the people to also give him a chance, because if given the chance, he would prove to them that he's a leader who has the quality.
The National Organizing Secretary of the party, Suleiman Mohammed Argungu, prayed for a hitch-free primary elections and the success of the aspirant. Sani Sha'aban, a prominent politician in Kaduna State, has launched his bid to fly the flag of the ruling All Progressives Congress in governorship election in Kaduna State. Muhammad Baba, NTA News.
And still in Kaduna State, the incumbent senator representing Kaduna Central in the 9th National Assembly, Uba Sani, has joined the race for the governorship of Kaduna State on the platform of APC. While obtaining the expression of interest in nomination forms, Senator Uba Sani says his passion is to consolidate on the ongoing infrastructural development by the current administration in the state. Salihu Gwanara reports.
52-year-old Obasani, accompanied by his supporters, joined other APC members at the International Conference Center in Abuja to collect the expression of interest and nomination forms. National Organizing Secretary of APC, Suleiman Argungu, presented the forms to the aspirant after confirming payment of 50 million naira. Senator Obasani is optimistic that his legislative prowess is an advantage as he commenced another journey to the executive arm.
As I'm talking today, by the grace of God, I'm the senator with the highest number of bills assented by the president. And at the same time, if you check my constituency project, I think I should be among the senators that are leading in this country. So having done what I need to do at the level of the National Assembly, I believe I need to come out openly and support what my governor have done in Kaduna State.
He acknowledges the leadership of the party both at national and state levels, particularly for entrenching democratic values among members. From the International Conference Center in Abuja, Salihu Gwanara, NTA News.
Now heading to court, litigants in the suit filed by the People's Democratic Party seeking the court to sack the Zamfara State Governor Bello Muhammad Matawale from office have adopted their final written addresses. Olabode Arewa reports that the PDP and the impeached former Deputy Governor Mahdi Aliyu Gusau filed the suit in the aftermath of Matawale's defection from PDP to the ruling All Progressives Congress.
In the originating summons, the plaintiffs alleged the governor and the state's legislators of illegally transferring the PDP's mandate to the All Progressives Congress in 2021 after the Supreme Court had nullified APC's participation in the Zamfara 2019 governorship election for not conducting valid primaries. While the legal tussle was on, the Zamfara State House of Assembly moved to impeach the Deputy Governor, Mahdi Gusau, who did not defect with the governor. Although Mahdi approached the court to stop his impeachment, Senator Hassan Nasir from Zamfara Central was sworn in as his replacement. Before the adoption of processes at Friday's proceedings, counsel to the 14th council chairman in the state filed a motion to also become parties in the matter. Although the defendants did not oppose this, the PDP did, prompting the court to adjourn ruling on the issue to July 14, 2022. In Abuja, Olabode Arewa, NTA News.
Let's take a trip to Lagos now, where Michael will feed us with more news. Michael.
Thank you, Yari. Residents of Lagos are beginning to suffer the effects of heavy rainfall accompanied by intense wind. Property and infrastructure have been destroyed, with many worried about the likelihood of more disasters. How prepared are residents for such eventualities? Are there measures in place to manage emergencies and disasters in Lagos? Lee Neneke will tell us in this report.
A coastal state like Lagos is always vulnerable to effects of heavy rains. Impacts in most cases cause casualties, with many often stranded and homeless. The Lagos state government earlier this year alerted residents to prepare ahead of impending dangers and disasters that may occur as a result of increasing frequency of extreme weather events. The warning is in line with predictions by the Nigerian Meteorological Agency, NIMET, that beginning from April to the later part of the year, there may be high amounts of rainfall for days, resulting in flooding.
June to early July, you will discover that most of the rainfall pattern there now will no longer come with very strong winds. So that's when you begin to get this continuous rainfall.
Series of downpour accompanied by heavy wind in Lagos so far are pointers to the fact that rainfall and temperature pattern, as shown in NIMET forecast, calls for strategic planning. Although the state government has assured residents that flood control measures are in place to contain imminent dangers, it is also appealing to Lagosians to be environmentally friendly and desist from activities that aggravate flooding and disasters.
Attitudinal change is very important for our people, from patronizing your PSP rather than throwing your waste in canals, from ensuring that you have a bin in your house rather than having a bin-less house.
Environmentalists also advise that adopting a positive attitude towards the environment and maintaining sustainable safety cultures by all and sundry will mitigate the effects of downpour, windstorm, and flooding in Lagos. Lane Lenake, NTA News.
Adequate security of lives and property should not be seen as the sole responsibility of the government and security agencies alone, but a collective assignment that must involve all patriotic Nigerians. While government is not treating the problem with kid gloves, several security challenges persist. Abolade Salami takes a look at strategies adopted by the Lagos State Police Command to ensure the metropolitan city is safe.
Over the years, cases of violence, robbery, and other crimes have increasingly reared their ugly heads in the nation. Strategies for tackling the menace, experts say, is key to checking the negative effects, particularly for a highly commercial city like Lagos. Security experts say police have a crucial role to play in all of this. How effective is the action plan in tackling the lawlessness?
The question you asked, is Lagos safe? Lagos is very safe. And the Commissioner of Police, CP Abiodun Alabi, is breathing down the necks of DPOs and area commanders. He charges them to do their duty. And the biggest crime or offense any one of them would commit now is lack of supervision. Is very particular about that. You have to supervise your men day in, day out.
The importance of ensuring a secure environment has cost the government enormous funds, from purchase of logistics for security agencies operating in the states to facilities and modalities for response to emergencies when crimes occur. However, in spite of the efforts and resources, crimes time and time again are recorded in Lagos.
Lagos Island, in those days, you see people coming into Lagos as early as 5:30, leaving Lagos after burying their goods, leaving Lagos as early as 6:37, because you now see that this would not be done. But we meet up, do lumps in the bus, all the some robber along the road.
You can walk on the street, but in this area, in this houses, it's free, it's safe. But I wouldn't know about the mainland. But in this place, you can see people jog, people walk around.
As the government and security agencies are striving hard to sanitize the system towards addressing insecurity in the country, experts say embracing peace by Nigerians will go a long way in complementing the efforts. In Lagos, Abolade Salami, NTA News.
Do not forget to follow this news broadcast live on our website at nta.ng/live and on our other social media handles displayed on your screen for updates. Time for some messages. The news continues shortly. Please stay.
With your glory and enjoy
to 20 link this to my NIN to my clothes. That was simple now. Call 109 now. Or just dial star 109 hash. Or you can just take your NIN to 109. What the people like us will not get NIN at all. What the glow one and register. I beg you, how many certificates can you get 20,000 naira? You be old or new glow customer. Connect your whoop now. What we say in the hot. Free.
You don't carry our pikin go hospital. I don't see why I go carry pikin go hospital because of ordinary fever now.
Ordinary fever? Pikin wey im body dey hot like that.
Now cloth now soak inside water, take rub her body. She don't dey play even as I come out.
If na malaria na im dey worry that pikin, by now you no know say the thing for don worse pass.
Yeah. No be my generator dey do that one. Abeg make I quick call mechanic.
Carry cloth and water.
Yes. For generator?
You use cloth and water clean our pikin body. Go use that same pattern for the generator. Make we see as e go work.
Sense, mama. I receive sense. So, see, I go do am correct now. Make you carry this phone and help me call the engineer. Make I carry her pikin sharp the hospital.
If fever catch you and you no go treat am sharp, if it's serious pass as e dey, especially for pikin dem whenever reach 5 years.
Do tests. If na malaria, finish your medicine. If no be malaria, go, your health worker go tell you wetin to do.
Now, Federal Ministry of Health and American people them bring on this message.
Life is a journey, they say. And the best journeys are never traveled alone. Whether it's starting that financial journey and needing stability, or needing the right direction for sound investments. At ARM, we are there for you through every phase of your life, even making the transfer of your wealth and assets totally seamless. And when you're ready to explore life after work, ARM doesn't just show you the way, we are right there with you.
Come! Let's face tomorrow together!
ARM, invested in your tomorrow.
All I do is win. I wake up, I win. I close my eyes, and I win.
Wow, you look great. Did you just come from the salon?
Darling superstar, braids that stay salon fresh no matter what.
Welcome to BBC Podcasts.
Just being on the podium and hearing your national anthem played, that's what you compete for.
What if you could copy the desert's most famous animal to design a more environmentally friendly building?
Is Kim Jong-un trying to train a young generation of warriors in a new frontier, cyberspace?
Explore new worlds together with podcasts from BBC News World Service.
VELETA. It's celebration. Time for family. Time for another get together. Hey, let's celebrate. VELETA moment. A happy moment. VELETA moment. It's time for connection. Laughter and love. It's time for sharing moments. Hey, let's celebrate.
Enjoy every moment with the goodness of VELETA sparkling fruit drink. Available in 75cl and 37.5cl bottles and comes in red grape, white grape, and peach variants. Another product of premium quality from Intercontinental Distillers Limited, ITL. VELETA sparkling fruit drink. Celebrate every moment.
VELETA.
Glad to have you back. First Lady of Nigeria, Aisha Buhari, has emphasized the need for well-meaning Nigerians to continue assisting the less privileged groups, particularly in the health sector, to improve their general well-being for a better society. The First Lady said this during the presentation of SAM drugs to the vulnerable communities across the 6 states of the Federation. State House correspondent Aliyu Kabir reports that this is part of the First Lady's outreach through her Future Assured program.
Over 30 different types of medical supplements to aid in the treatment of common ailments such as malaria, high blood pressure, diabetes, including other dietary and nutrition supplements, were distributed to the vulnerable communities, particularly in the northern part of the country, who suffered the devastation of insurgency, banditry, and natural disasters. Presenting the items to the representatives of the 6 benefiting states, including Adamawa, Akwa Ibom, Borno, Katsina, Kaduna, and Niger, the First Lady, in a message, enjoined them to ensure judicious utilization of the drugs. She also emphasized the need for the medical equipment to reach to the grassroots people free of charge.
It is also very interesting to know that the First Lady particularly directed that these medicines that have been distributed to the states should be extended to hard-to-reach areas, remote parts of the states where the vulnerable and the poor reside, those who cannot afford to buy drugs, prescription drugs. And a template has been developed and given to the respective wives of the governors, who in turn will coordinate the distribution of the medicines to ensure that they are given out free of charge.
The beneficiaries expressed their happiness with the gesture.
The drugs are for the vulnerable people, and we really thank her because this is a very good time that people need such interventions in their lives. We really thank her for her interventions, and we pray for her.
People need to keep her healthy, and these drugs will go a long way in reaching out to the less privileged people that are not able to afford to buy such kind of medicines.
The First Lady reaffirmed her commitment to extend similar interventions to other parts of the country. I am Aliyu Kabir, NTA News.
Nigeria is rated as the country with the highest cases of female genital mutilation in the world, accounting for 115 million out of 130 million globally. The Minister of Women Affairs, Pauline Talon, gave the figure during the launch of a movement to end female genital mutilation in Nigeria. Ngozi Technicure reports.
Statistics, the minister said, shows that South-South zone has the highest figure of 77%, while Southeast and Southwest goes with 68 and 65% respectively, making the 5 states of Osun, Oyo, Ekiti, Ebonyi and Imo to stand out as epic center.
There's no way that female genital mutilation can ever be properly done. It is condemnable, it's a crime against humanity.
She was caught at the age of 2 just about 4 months ago, when we thought we were already winning war against FGM in Nigeria.
And we are going to make sure that the perpetrator of that act against the 2-year-old child is taken to goes to jail.
Experiences such as that of the 2-year-old girl is a clear indication that female genital mutilation is still practiced in some parts of the country. The formal launch of this movement is to change the sad commentary trailing the orbit of information. Female genital mutilation, an age-long cultural practice, health experts say has adverse health implications and a violation of rights of women.
Women and girls who experience female genital mutilation face health risks from immediate consequences of severe pain, infections, bleeding, and psychological trauma.
We've been fighting this fight right from the beginning, and we will continue to fight this fight, and the United Nations as a whole.
The Ministry of Women Affairs is championing the cause with pledges from traditional rulers, development partners and other key players to key into the fight to achieve zero tolerance to female genital mutilation in Nigeria. In Abuja, Ngozi Silva Technical, NTA News.
Time for our last break. Please stay.
Wondering if the new Schweppes Zobo tastes as good as they say it does? Experience tells us. Try it. Find out for yourself. Introducing new Schweppes Zobo, made with over 200 years of experience.
Oh boy.
You know, I know you're making up the truth. Why can't I go before I lose my cool? I know you even past the difficult.
I find the strength I need every time that I look into your eyes. Show. I know they worry, 'cause I know that you there by my side. No matter what I do, you love me unconditionally. You show up for me every day, no matter when it's in. I show you, you show me love. You show me, no matter when it's in. I show you, you show me love. You show, no matter when. You show me love.
It's scary, isn't it? Putting yourself out there, ignoring the voices telling you you can't. Will you step aside, or will you go for it? After all, what's the worst that could happen? So, keep trying. Don't stop. Believe in yourself and go for it. VELETA, available in many variants to nourish you every step of the way.
Confidence is important in life's little moments. Strong teeth can help, even if they get her into trouble sometimes. A great smile is useful to break the ice, and making friends is easier when you know you have fresh breath. I give my family confidence with Pepsodent Triple Protection 123. Its antibacterial action formula gives them cavity protection, white teeth, and fresh breath. The confidence of 3 toothpaste in 1. Pepsodent Triple Protection 123.
Say you dey find ogbonge entertainment? Not look far o. Na GoTV dey. Enjoy better film, correct season film sef, boku plus telenovelas dem from all over the world. Football, educational and fun channels for your children. Naija shows them like Nigerian Idols and Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. No darling at all o. Go carry your GoTV decoder, go tenner plus 1 month max subscription for just 8,900 naira. The where stories live. GoTV, love it.
All I do is win. I wake up, I win. I close my eyes, and I win.
Wow, you look great. Did you just come from the salon?
Darling superstar, braids that stay salon fresh no matter what.
Have you ever imagined dying on the job?
Why would you think about that? You have nothing. You are disturbing a lot of very powerful walls. It's a fact, not a threat.
I cannot help you.
Where do you think the man comes from? Guilty. Hang on, McKenna.
Let's have a bit of sports now.
All is now set for the kickoff of Bayelsa State's Governor's Cup on May 1, with 206 teams drawn from the 8 local government areas of the state competing in 20 centers. Timinepre Oher reports that Governor Doye Diri has presented kits to participating teams, including defending champions Okolobiri FC, which take on Bayelsa Medical University in the curtain raiser of one of the biggest grassroots football tournaments in the country.
We have scouts primed internationally, nationally and locally that will monitor the games from the beginning to the end to ensure that we identify outstanding talents.
In the meantime, Nigeria will be represented by 5 officials, including 3 referees at the WAFU Under-20 Championship in Niamey, Niger Republic, from May 7 to 20, with experts optimistic on more international recognition for the country's football officials.
It also shows that Nigeria have capacity. Nigeria have capable hands that can run things at the continental level. But maybe administration is part of the challenge that we have that make more Nigerians not getting recognitions.
Battle for survival and continental slots heats up this weekend in the English Premier League, with defending champions Manchester City away at Leeds United, while the NTA will beam live the match between Wolverhampton Wanderers and Brighton on Saturday at 2:30 p.m. Away from football, the Technical Department of Handball Federation of Nigeria is set to implement resolutions reached at the full Congress of Technical Men, which held in Makudi, Benue State.
For the first time in the history of handball, after the exit of General William and Dr. Glover, I think this is the first time we can say we have a handball federation board that you can be both of saying yes, people there know their audience.
Top on the innovative list is the establishment of a council for the regulation of technical officials, as well as health insurance packages. With sports update, Ayodeji, Makinde, NTA News.
President Muhammadu Buhari has mourned the death of Tahir Fadlala, a prominent businessman, sports promoter, and president of the Lebanese community in Kano. The body of the deceased, who died after a protracted illness in Beirut, Lebanon, is due in Kano for burial on Saturday. In a statement by Senior Special Assistant to the President on Media and Publicity, Garba Shehu, the President expressed sadness over the demise of the notable employer of labor and prayed Allah to repose his soul and grant the family fortitude to bear the loss. The Vice President, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, has described the late Alaafin of Oyo, Oba Lamidi Adeyemi III, as a monarch with substance, a cerebral individual, and a symbol of national unity whose vacuum would be difficult to fill. He made this known today while on a condolence visit to the family of the late monarch and Oyemisi in Council in Oyo. Adekunle Adebayo has more.
The Vice President was received at the Palace of the Alaafin by the Oyemisi Council, in line with the tradition of Yoruba culture, expressing his condolences to the family and the people of Oyo and Yoruba in general. Vice President Yemi Osinbajo says his death was a great loss. According to him, the late monarch was always willing to offer advice towards solving some national issues whenever called upon.
He was in the mode of a philosopher king, a person, a king, a man of great intellect and depth. He was not just a king, he was a philosopher as well. Matter of fact, one of the very important contributions that he made to the constitutional history of Nigeria and Africa.
He prayed for the repose of the soul of the late king. From Oyo, Adekunle Adebayo, NTA News.
The death has occurred of Elder Usani Omini Abam of Aneja Ejom, Ugep, Cross River State. He was aged 86. Popularly known as Teacher Usani Akban, Elder Abam was a dedicated and committed teacher who taught in many schools before retiring as headmaster at St. Pius Primary School, Unko, in 1991. A devout Christian, Elder Abam died on April 16, 2022, after a brief illness. Is survived by wife, children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren. Amongst them is Ambassador Amfawa Abam, Nigerian ambassador to Italy. And that concludes NTA Network News tonight. Many thanks for watching. And please remember that rape is a crime. Let's kick it out of Nigeria. I'm Henry John. Have a good night.